This is a 20-minute slow flow yoga practice with blocks. If you haven't got blocks, you can have a couple of heavy books, or you can do it without. It doesn't matter so much. So we're going to start by coming into a supine heart opener, placing the blocks as shown. Just allow the kind of beginning of the base of your spine to come down onto the block and bring your head to the topmost block. You might just need to adjust. Bring the soles of the feet to touch and allow the knees to fall to either side. Once you get into a comfortable position, allow your hands just to fall down to the sides, palms turn up towards the sky. So this is a Supta Baddha Konasana supine cobbler pose, just with a nice heart opener. You can use a bolster if you haven't got blocks, or even like a couch cushion or something. Just allow yourself to begin to follow your breath in and out through the nose. Maybe take a couple of nice deep inhales and exhales. Just allow yourself to drop into this space, this present moment. Allow your mind to still and quieten. And allow any thoughts just to melt and fizzle away. Following on the breath, and just on each exhale, allowing yourself to sink a little bit deeper into the pose. Slowly begin to just draw the knees towards each other, and using your hands, slowly and mindfully make your way out of the pose. Come into an easy seat, Sukhasana, and bring your hands to your heart center. Just take a moment, closing the eyes, just quickly scanning the body from the head to the toes, checking in. When you're ready, we'll bring the blocks in front. We're going to make our way into child's pose. So you can stack the blocks like I have here, or you can just use one block or no blocks, just depending what you want to do. Bring your big toes to touch, knees slightly wider than hip width apart. Bring the hands over the blocks and allow the forehead to come down to the mat. Follow the breath. It's just a nice way to open up the shoulders. If you need a little bit more, you can turn the top block onto the side, either the long side or the skinny side, or maybe just take a couple of breaths in each stage and then gradually make the pose a little bit deeper. Whatever works for you. Just noticing how the belly rises and falls on each inhalation and each exhalation. Just feeling that nice stretch in the shoulders, and breathe in between the shoulder blades. Find breath. Find a little bit more space. And then slowly make your way out of the pose. Bring your knees together. Sit down on your heels and inhale, reach the hands up and over the crown of the head. Exhale, bring the hands down through the heart space. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms towards the front of the room, and then send those palms towards the sky. Little baby back bend if it feels good. Exhale, slowly coming down into a tabletop position, and tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up and back for downward facing dog. Maybe the first one of the day, first one of the practice, so just do whatever you need to do to begin to feel at ease in this pose. walking out the legs, bending one knee and then the other, maybe finding some stillness, pushing the mat away from you with your hands and sending the armpits down towards the earth, so you really begin to get length in the spine. On each inhale, just send the sit bones a little bit higher. On your next inhale, we'll slowly bring the hands to the back of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Bring the right hand to the center of the feet and slightly in front. Bend the right knee. Check that the hips are nice and level, and then lift the left hand up towards the sky. Nice little forward fold twist. Gaze can be neutral, or you can gaze towards the hand, depending what feels good. And we'll switch sides, so left hand comes down in between the feet, bend the left knee, and then lift the right hand up towards the sky. Try and keep the hips as level as possible. You can use your hand just to check. And then exhale and fold. Give yourself a nice big hug here, bending the knees, and then intend to straighten. Exhale, bend the knees, and then intend to straighten. One more time, bend the knees. Intend to straighten and release. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, slowly rolling all the way up to stand. Reach the hands up towards the sky. And then exhale, bring the hands down through the heart space and slowly roll down, flat back. Chin to shins. Inhale, walking the hands all the way to the front of the mat for a high plank. Take a moment here, engaging the core. Belly button is drawing in and up. You're pushing the heels towards the back of the room. Shoulders are stacked over the wrists. We'll bring the right hand to the center of the mat. Roll on over to the knife edge of the right foot. You can stack or stagger the feet. You can even drop that bottom leg as shown, lifting the left hand up towards the sky for side plank. If you want to take it further, you can lift the left foot up off the right and drop it over to the right hand side, coming into a wild thing. Nice heart opener here. Slowly come out the same way you came in. And then engage the core, lift that left foot up and then step it forwards to the top of the mat. Inhale, high lunge when you get there. Sink a little bit lower on the exhale. Just move with the breath, magnetizing those knees towards each other, extending out through the right heel, out through the right knee, hands to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands down and step it back to plank. Then we'll take it to the opposite side, so left hand comes to the center of the mat, roll on over to the knife edge of the left foot. Again, you can stack or stagger the feet or even drop that bottom leg. Whatever feels best for you. If you want to take it further, lift that right leg up off the left and then send it over to the left hand side, coming into a wild thing. Release the right hand and just send the hips towards the sky. Slowly come out the same way you came in and engage the core. Lift the right leg up off the left and step it forwards to the top of the mat. Inhale, high lunge. Don't worry if you wobble. I was having a bit of a wobble moment. So lift the hands towards the sky and just find your foundation here. Exhale, slowly release. Step it back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga all the way to the earth. Inhale, engage the back body muscles, peel the chest up off the mat. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, engage the core, lift all the way up, and then send the sit bones back to downward facing dog. Maybe stepping the feet forward slightly just to clarify the foundation. Take a nice deep inhale, and a nice deep exhale. Inhale, gazing forwards, rise onto the toes, hop to the top of the mat. Drink a breath in for a flat back, then exhale and fold. Inhale through a flat back all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing the hands down through the heart space. Taking a moment here, just acknowledging this pose, acknowledging any heat or sensations that you feel in the body, and just allowing yourself to be present. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhale, drink a breath in, flat back. Just take a moment, flat back, and then exhale, plant the hands, hop or step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga all the way to the earth. Inhale, peel the chest up off the earth for cobra. Exhale, release, tuck the toes, send the sit bones up and back, downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. And we'll lift that right leg nice and high towards the sky and then exhale, step it forwards in between the hands. Make sure you've got your foundation first, and then inhale, high lunge. Plant the back foot down and come into a warrior one. So back foot's down at approximately a 45-degree angle. Inhale, interlace the fingers behind the back, open up the chest. Exhale, maybe with the wobble, it's all good. Come into a humble warrior, surrendering those hands up and over the crown of the head and neck just release down to the side of that right shin. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, roll over the toes, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, down dog. Taking a moment, establishing your pose. And then we'll lift the left foot nice and high towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forwards in between the hands. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. And then plant that right foot down at a 45-degree angle for warrior one. On your next exhale, hands come down behind the back, interlace the fingers, open up the heart. Exhale, slowly surrender forwards, humble warrior. Lifting those hands up and over the crown of the head. If you need to take it further, you can push the palms together. Just be mindful if you're super flexy in the shoulders not to overextend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant the hands down, step it back to plank, engage the core. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upper dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, gaze forwards, hop or step to the top of your mat, drink a breath in for a flat back, then exhale, unfold. Take a moment here, just working with the breath. Maybe finding the pose a little bit deeper, then inhale to a flat back, find length, find space. You can stay on the fingertips or you can bring a block underneath your hands just for a little bit more lift. Just helps with the alignment. Exhale, plant the hands, hop or step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upper dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale, a nice deep exhale. And then bend your knees so you drop down to the mat. Bring your big toes to touch, knees slightly wider than hip width, and send the chest and chin down towards the earth. Hands and arms come forwards, gaze in between the fingertips for extended puppy pose. Breathe into the spine, breathe into the shoulders. Really nice pose for finding length in the spine and just bringing a nice deep stretch into the shoulder area. Inhale, make your way back up into a tabletop position. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Round the shoulders, tuck the chin. Inhale, drop the belly, open up the heart, and then tuck the toes, send the sit bones up and back. On your next exhale, downward facing dog. A few nice deep breaths here. Inhale, gaze forwards, hop to the top of your mat into a seated position. Just take a moment, and then we'll bring the feet out in front of us and bring the flesh away from the sit bones. You can either sit up nice and tall like I am here, or you can bring a block underneath your sits bones so that you can sit up slightly higher. So the pelvis tilts forwards, and it's just really nice for the alignment. So if you find it difficult coming into a forward fold, that's always a wonderful option to take. So from here, take a nice deep inhale, and then on your next exhale, come into a nice forward fold, nothing too much. Just bring your hands to wherever is accessible, drink a breath in, gaze forwards, exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, gaze forwards, find breath, exhale, release. One more time, inhale, exhale, release. And just slowly and subtly working with the body. So you might find one space feels quite tight in your forward fold, and you just maybe want to live there for a few breaths before moving and surrendering a little bit more. It's completely up to you how strong you take this pose. Just keep the toes nice and active towards the sky so that you engage the muscles in the backs of the legs, nice hamstring stretch. Relax the shoulders, keep the shoulders nice and level. And you'll have a natural rounding in the back anyway, but just try and keep the length in the spine. So if your belly isn't down on the thighs, just keep your gaze towards your toes, and then you're keeping everything nice and long. On your next inhale, slowly roll up. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to touch. So we're coming into cobbler pose. Allow your knees to fall to either side. And we'll take the two thumbs to the inside arch of the foot, just below the big toe mound. On your exhale, slowly coming forwards. Try and keep a long spine as much as possible. And you can push your elbows into the thighs here just to open up the hips a little bit more. Just be mindful, this pose can be quite tough for some people. And just kind of peel the feet open, so as if you were looking at a book. On each exhale, just feel yourself melting a little bit deeper into the pose. And then inhale, come up, push the knees together, and we'll make our way down onto the mat. So either using helping hands or using your core, whichever works best for you. Slowly make your way down, and once you're there, just take a moment to find your breath, find your space, and then bring the knees to the chest. Begin to take nice big circles in whatever direction feels natural to you, just with the knees. Just nice and slow, massaging out that low back. And then when you're ready, slowly take the circles in the opposite direction. Back of the neck is long, chin tucked towards the chest. Breathe into any tension, any tightness, and just let it go. And we'll bring the hands around the front of the right shin, send the left foot towards the front of the room. The right thigh is coming in towards the right side of the body. Keep the feet flexed on both feet, or toes flexed on both feet. And just on each exhale, allow yourself to come a little bit deeper into the pose. Spine is long, chin tucked towards the chest. You can go ahead and close the eyes. And just allowing the breath to slowly begin to take you a little bit deeper into the pose. On each exhale, maybe pulling that right thigh in towards the chest a little bit more. Bring the left hand to the left hip and the right hand to the right knee. And just open up that right knee to the right hand side a little bit. Keep the foot flexed. We'll bring it into the center. And we'll take a little twist. The left hand comes to right knee. Right hand comes out to the side. Bring that right knee over to the left-hand side as you gaze out and over towards the right. Breathe into the twist, and don't worry so much if that knee doesn't come all the way down to the mat. Just allow yourself to live wherever you're at today. Pinning that right shoulder blade down to the mat. Inhale, come up through center, hug both knees to the chest, and then we'll send the right foot to the front of the room. Left knee and thigh is into the left hand side of the side waist. Interlace the fingers around that left shin, and on each exhale, just gently pull the thigh into the chest a little bit more. Spine still nice and long, chin tucked towards the chest. Closing the eyes and just breathing into the space. We'll bring that left hand to the left knee and the right hand to the right hip, and just take that nice gentle hip opener. Keep the left foot nice and flexed, toes are active. And then on your next inhale, slowly bring that knee over to the opposite side. So right hand to left knee, left hand and arm out to the side in kind of a T-shaped position. Gaze towards the left fingertips if it feels okay. Gaze is soft. Spine is long, even though there's a bit of a twist there. And just focus on the breath. When you're ready, slowly come back to center. Hug the knees to the chest, give them a nice big hug. Take a nice deep inhale. And a nice deep exhale, and then slowly lower the feet and allow the feet to extend to the top of the mat. Coming into Shavasana. Feet and legs fall to either side, hands and arms fall to either side, palms face up towards the sky to absorb all the good things you've just done. Let go of your breath, allow your breath to return to its natural pace. Eyes sink deep into the sockets. And feel yourself on each exhale just melting into the earth a little bit more, knowing that the earth is always there to support you. And just stay here for a few minutes, allowing the mind to be quiet. Slowly begin to start to breathe a little bit deeper. Wiggle your fingertips and your toes, and taking your time, when you're ready, roll over to the right hand side. Allow yourself to stay here for a moment or two. Just slowly beginning to wake yourself up. And when you feel ready, make your way into an easy seat, keeping the eyes closed, bringing your hands to heart center. Taking a moment to acknowledge your practice today, these moments spent on your mat, these moments of silence, breath, and movement. Namaste. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe.